Welcome back, and moving on to our second segment for today, talking about preparations for the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum. Over the phone, we have Mr. Yahya Abdel, tourism expert and former advisor to the Minister of Tourism. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. So, what do you have to tell us today? More updates regarding the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum, something that I believe the whole world is waiting for.
Well, last Monday, Prime Minister Dr. Madbouli, he met with the organizing committee for the opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum and discussed, a variety of issues, concerning the grand opening. First, they made sure that the smooth, and the soft opening of the museum went for around 6 months now. So it's ready, to accommodate and welcome its visitors worldwide, and they discussed other issues as well.
Talking about the ceremony itself, and we know it's not going to last for one day. So what can you tell us about the ceremony, the inauguration? What kind of festivities are we expecting?
Well, really, it's not going to be, as you already mentioned, one day opening, because it's a giant project and it's an international one, and visitors, are lining up, worldwide to come for the grand opening. So it's going to be extended over at least, 7 days, because the number of dignitaries, celebrities, kings and presidents, worldwide, are going to be invited. So it's going to be, a sophisticated schedule to welcome and accommodate, our guests for the grand opening.
So which entities will be participating in the preparations or organizations in general for the opening?
Can you repeat this again, please?
Talking about those working together for the preparations of the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum, which bodies are participating?
Well, Prime Minister, he formed, a professional committee headed by Mr. Tariq Noor, and other participants as well. They're in charge, of marketing and promotion and media worldwide. So they experience it, and they use, international expertise as well. So they planned the grand opening, and they're going to be the celebration. Remember, we had the Rams Avenue celebrations in Luxor, and the Mummies Parade between the Tahrir Square and Fustat Museum for Civilization. So the opening is going to be following the steps of this, grand event that we witnessed in the whole world as well. And it's going to be a sophisticated one that we'll be looking forward in July, inshallah.
Many people are working, and a lot of work actually also taking place around the museum as well, right?
Yes, I've been to the museum myself last week, and I met Dr. Ghunaim. He's a very powerful leader, an executive director, and they have everything, working diligently, the galleries, 12 galleries, and then the whole collection. They received last week 164 artifacts, antiquities that belongs to King Tut. So the whole collection, 5,400 objects, will be on display for the first time under one roof. And they have the labs, and restoration and conservation, facilities are really working, in a very powerful way, very disciplined as well. So the other factors, for the grand opening, is upgrading the physical facilities, stretching all the way from the Sphinx Airport all the way to the site of the Grand Egyptian Museum.
When we talk about museums, usually we say that definitely it's not anymore just a location for a display for monuments. And I believe that the Grand Egyptian Museum will be the best for this, best example, because inside we have so many activities taking place and different parts that are serving for the ancient culture and linking this to our future, to our present. How far do you agree with this?
Well, this is quite true, like I remember the Civilization Museum, like in Fustat area, really they played a great role for about 3 years, like to have celebrations and events. The same thing, like is going on at the Grand Egyptian Museum. It's like a hub for, like culture and, like international, like culture worldwide. Of course, there is like 100,000 artifacts of antiquities that represent great Egyptian civilization from pre-dynastic to Old, Middle, and New Kingdom. But this is the backdrop. But there is, for example, auditorium, like for events and concerts. There is a children's museum. There is a grand library. So there is very extensive facilities that is multi-purpose, and it will be used, like around the clock because of the location and the prestige and the message that this museum is relaying to the whole world.
And the concept itself of the usage of the IT, especially the trip moving up on the staircase, ending up to the Great Pyramids, right? Tell us more about it.
Well, like after, like going through the entrada, like the great entrance, to your right, it will be the great Ramesses of Ramesses II, great statue, like which represents, like the New Kingdom, and then, like you move up, and then you have like 3 stages, like eternity, kings, and religion. So you can, like take the steps or take, like an elevator, and there is, like facilities for, like disadvantages, like travelers who can't, like move easily. So there is mobility for them. So this is one of the great factors. And by the end of the third, like staircase, you will be able to watch the great pyramids of Giza from a very beautiful panoramic view. And after that, you have 12 galleries that you have to tour, like going from pre-dynastic Old Kingdom all the way to the New Kingdom of extensive Egyptian history.
Usually when we visit the Grand Egyptian Museum, and even during the soft opening, we have seen all of the visitors are really impressed, not only by the monuments inside, but also by the location and by the design of the museum itself from outside.
Yes, that's true. Like really, it's very impressive. And I've been, like with professional groups visiting now the whole world and corporations worldwide, they are interested to develop, like facilities, like attractions, hotels, resorts, spa facilities as well. So it's becoming a hub. And the way it was designed, it took like over like 20 years to finish, and with many international corporations, like professional and designing archaeological, like sites like the Grand Egyptian Museum. So the construction itself is very impressive, and it's so much matching, like the antiquities of, like 4,000 years ago.
Well, talking about the ceremony, will it include, something using the technology, of course, as we can say a tribute to Tutankhamun or some of the main pharaohs, actually the famous pharaohs, to feel that they are part of the ceremony as well?
Well, like really the committee, like is working diligently, and no news has been released, like or leaked from this. So I know some of the members of the committee, but really I didn't discuss with them, like what's going to be upcome. But probably, like shortly, inshallah, in this month, like we'll be knowing more news, and the media is going to cover it, because this is a world event, and the whole world is anticipating the grand opening, inshallah.
Right, Mr. Yahya Abdel, a tourism expert and former advisor for the Minister of Tourism. Thank you very much for joining us. And I guess with this we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you all for joining us, and stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.